It began with a film about a teenage girl who just wanted to dance on television, but later found herself fighting generations of bigotry. Inside Lehman's Anne Andre takes us to the stage adaptation of Hairspray.
Remember the days of big hair, polka dots, music, fun, and laughter, and segregation? Then you must remember Hairspray. The year is 1962 in Baltimore, Maryland. The sound of rhythm and blues is in the air, and pleasantly plump teenager Tracy Turnblad wakes up with a dream to dance on the Corny Collins Show, a local TV dance program. But when she later wins a starring role on the show, she finds out that the program is racially segregated. Determined to right the injustices of racism, this overnight star immediately launches a campaign to integrate the show, but finds that 1960s American society is not necessarily ready to embrace the cause.
The first day of rehearsal, we didn't actually work on the show itself. I had given them a movement assignment. I divided them up into groups, and I asked them to research different aspects of the 60s. Segregation, the role of women in the culture, the Cold War, pop culture. And one of my cast members came up to me and she said, "Did you know that people had to use separate bathrooms in the South in the 60s?"
This production of Hairspray was challenging, as well as eye-opening for many of these performers, since there is such a gap between their present-day experiences and the lives of young people in the 1960s.
I am 20 years old, and the show takes place in the 60s, but really, it's no matter what the time period, the era, the people, the stories are always the same. The faces are different, but we all come together for a unique experience.
The story impacted me because it has to do with segregation, and of course that's something that a lot of people take for granted nowadays, and I think that it's still around with the stuff that's going on in Egypt, with gay marriage, with anything that's going on. There's still segregation, whether it's about race, it could be about anything.
Director Tim Cusack gets results by establishing a professional relationship with students and helping them understand their roles.
The show has affected me in the light that because we live in the time now, you don't think about segregation, you don't think about the dividing line between black and white.
When I was in high school, it was an issue in Yonkers. We had to desegregate the schools.
While revolution, segregation, and inequality are still issues in today's society, taking a deeper look at the problems of the past sometimes provides an opportunity to avoid repeating the mistakes.
I like it that we learn something about the period, we learn something about the issues that are still with us, and the issues of racism are alive and kicking in the world and in this country. But people are dying all over the world because of racism.
Come on, Emma! Let's get back to the right side of the tracks, if our cars are still there.
We talked a lot about how there's a lot of pressure to identify yourself, like, okay, I'm white, I'm black, I'm Latin, and that anyone who doesn't want to categorize themselves in that way, it can cause a lot of discomfort in people around them.
For some, this play touched a sensitive spot that we are all too familiar with, but it also offered a message of optimism. Sometimes we can break through the barriers of injustice in pursuit of love, joy, music, and dance.
I see the beauty in everyone. It's just a matter of taking that step and, taking that chance to risk, like how in the play it was about segregation and how we're trying to get everyone to integrate, because black and white, they can get along, they can be together, they can have fun.
This rendition of Hairspray was packed with color, music, and dance. A perfect balance and necessary ingredient to complete a healthy stew of freedom, fun, and liberation. Free of unnecessary limitations.
There's one more thing I have to say. The Corny Collins Show is now and forever officially integrated!
Anne Andre, Inside Lehman.